good. Big giant PTSD camp, a lot of actions. Got arrested in come on. Come on, get sharing, guys. John Lawrence here. I'm in Bath at the moment. Managed to get here Sunday. We are hoping. Maybe today we might go and see out Alfred, the 98-year-old vet. So got my little camera, got my stand and all that. Maybe filming for half an hour talking. So hopefully that'll be today, cross fingers. So Llanelli, a little veteran got arrested in Llanelli. He's out now. Something to do with something he said online earlier on in August. And they're still camping out and doing the stuff at Llanelli. Alfred, the camp's raised about £8,000 for Alfred. They had a £10,000 max on it. They've raised £8,000 to give him some money besides that they had of their own. So hopefully Alfred's well on the way to getting a comfortable place. They're looking into something at the moment, a bungalow at the moment, but it's just at the moment. Remembrance Day this year, it's looking like they're going to do something in Bath and come back to camp and bring Alfred. So that'll be November, if anyone's interested. If you're coming to camp, just bring a tent, and preferably no dogs unless they can be kept in, because enough dogs here at the moment, and they're a bit aggressive with other dogs that they don't know. So that's Remembrance Day, but I'm sure Joe will put stuff up on the PTSD campsite on Facebook. So there's a few fundraisers. I think Darren Edmondson is going to do something. Pembroke Patriot, he's going to do something. He's got some. He's got some boxes set up and some little displays. But yeah, so £8,000 they've raised so far. £8,000. It's a really good amount, that. So I'm in sunny Bath. What time are we on? 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock, guys. I'm in Bath. Had my breakfast. Sausage, Cumberland sausage, local sausages, bacon. Actually, I had a dinner on Sunday, and everything on the dinner was locally sourced and all non-GMO, just naturally sourced stuff. I've had a look around camp. They've got 2 big growing tents down at bottom where they're doing veg. There's some tobacco in there as well, and a myriad of other plants. But it needs constant work over the summer. I know what it's like. So when I do get a month off, and when a time comes and I've got a couple of months, I'll come down and do all gardening. They've got a couple of goats. with horns, and they've got to be tethered down because they jump over everything and they eat every flower going. They'll eat everything, leaves, flowers, the lot. And they are milking goats, but they've got to be milked regular. But yeah, so I had a good couple of days on my way back up to Manchester, back to my mum tomorrow. Managed to get a train ticket from Bath, Spa, through to Bristol, up to Manchester for 40 quid or something like that. Good price, actually, on the ticket. Really good price. I'm buzzing with that. So Bath Spa, change at Bristol, Bristol Meads, straight up, Birmingham, up to Manchester. So that's tomorrow. So I'm getting back in afternoon. See if I can show you a bit of the camp. So I had my breakfast on this morning. Did my sausage and that over here. The big hog roast, that does a full pig, that. I'm not lifting it up. Ice maker, hot water, ice maker box. Caught myself, so I'll look round camp. Look at that beautiful countryside there. Just got myself with a wood chip in my hand. Behind me you can see the pods. One on stilts there, 2-bedroomed. Hunter's Lodge. I'm live, Joe. Boss of the camp coming down, guys.
Hello, everybody. How is everyone?
14, go on. Andy Red Bulbo, yes, Peter. Peter lives near me. Lived in Canada most of his life, and he's over here now. He's a security guard, so he's come a couple of places with me, and I felt safe. Top man is Peter, top man.
We're security guards, couldn't we?
Yeah. It's good signal. Just showing them the camp and. Oh, shit.
I've got to go and clean the hot tub.
Oh, do you hear that, guys? Cleaning the hot tub. I'm not even gonna go. I'm not even gonna say. Oh. Oh, nice, Peter. Nice. 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 So, yeah, so I'm up at the camp a couple of days. I wanted to go to Llanelli, but I couldn't make it. I ran out of money. Hotel on Saturday night were expensive, so I didn't have enough money really to get to Llanelli. But I'm here at the camp. Managed to get a decent train ticket home, 40 quid, just over 40 quid it is. So, yes, Jason Bourne. So yeah, so a couple of days at the camp, seeing everything going on. I've took some more pictures. They've got an extra pod now, so they have three like pods where people can stay. An 8-man jacuzzi in one of them, 6-man jacuzzi in the next one, and then a 2-man jacuzzi. And the total bedding area is 2, 4, 6, 8 beds. or 8 places, 4 double beds there is here. Obviously, if you come, you could probably pitch a tent as well if you're part of the group and you couldn't fit in one of them. But that's what they do. That's for public. It's on a site. You can book rooms and stuff like that. But yeah. So good couple of days. It's lovely today. I've had Vince Hawthorne up. See, used to do a show on CNN. Vince is a regular to the camp. And just before I come, Saturday, Warren were here, little Scouts were here. These are all regulars to the camp. Warren's veteran, so he does stuff. When he comes, Warren, the last time I came, and I came with Warren, we went out to a shop, and then he bought fire lighters and all kind of stuff like that, bits and bobs, loads of like just drinks, lemonade and all that kind of stuff. We're in the thing they've got. Freezer there, then a big fridge, another little fridge there, kettle and all that, brewing tackle. I'll show you the veterans bunk in a bit. It's down at the bottom there. You won't be able to see it through the window, I don't think. Yeah, it's down at the bottom there. They've got a shower block now, which was a half a unit, half a metal storage bin. And there's 2 showers and 3 toilets or something like that. So yeah, I think Jo, they'll be doing something Memorial Day in November, doing something in Bath and coming back to camp with Alfred, the 98-year-old vet. So that'll be in November. If I remember correctly, I was here last November I came. I'm not sure, you'd have to look it up. Let me just find what it's called. You go through booking.com and stuff like that. But I mean, if you know Jo and she knows there's going to be empty things, I'm sure she can book something. But it's booking.com or something like that. But it's let me just get the right address for it. Can't find it. I'll try and get it up. I'll try and get it up, but through booking.com, and it's glamping, Norton St. Phillips glamping. She does it all through them. But if you come in and you're not using any of the pods, you only have to bring a tent. There's plenty of pitching space for tents. They've even got a bouncy castle up next door, a little Minions bouncy castle up. But it's a lovely place. Honestly, I can't say enough about it, me, because I were here when I first met Jo and Dion. They'd not started the camp up. The little granddaughter weren't even born. So, and I've been here for the 4 years. They've had the camp going on, 5 years. I've seen it go up, and I just can't say enough about it. Lovely area. I'd love to help out on the farm itself, especially like growing vegetables. Last time I came up, Robbo were here, lad were here, and Scouse, and we weighed up the size of the vegetables that we was getting here, and they were all, the veg was all bigger and better than any veg that you've seen online or anything like that. I just can't explain it. Beetroots that were like this, that were like that. And we looked up for an average size beetroot, and ours were like double the sizes from the camp. It's just honestly, it's just unbelievable. So I mean, like I said, a lot of the fruit and veg they have is all grown either round here or on the camp or sourced locally. And I mean, I suppose it's good in Oldham sometimes because the villages up there, when you go to the villages, you can get a lot of locally sourced goods that, you know, aren't nothing to do with Tesco's or anything like that. All farm. And I said to everyone, mate, that's the kind of food you should eat. Or the PTSD side, Facebook PTSD camp for veterans and families. You can get in contact with Jo Drayson on Facebook as well. And yeah, at the bottom there's a cabin with like a front room and then a double bed and two single beds, bunk bed style at the bottom. That's for the veterans. That's always there for veterans. There's none in at the moment. I've managed to get a night in there, but that's next to the shower block and the rest of the camps things. So PTSD camp for veterans and families. I'll try and get, if someone comes on and try and get, yes, Martin, try and get some of Jo's details. Right, somebody will come on and we'll get Jo's details for the camp. And like I said, you can message her on Facebook, Jo Drayson, and talk to her from there. You can't honestly, Jason. I just can't say enough. Me, I'm a good healthy eater anyway. You know, I'm not ignorant of food or anything, and I've had some of the best meals I've had have been here. I had breakfast this morning. Jo brought me out some Cumberland sausages that were locally sourced. Bacon wasn't, but I can make do with that. Eggs as well that were all from here. It's good. I just can't say enough. So, I mean, Remembrance Day, there'll be something put up about Remembrance Day. Everyone will be invited, especially veterans, but everyone will be invited. They've got a little field over the side with cross and loads of flags up and that. And they always do a little service. But it'll be really good that if we get a good turnout on in November, Remembrance Day. And they're hoping that Alfred, the 98-year-old, will be here as well. So that's then. Again, as well, we're going to try and do a party meeting here over a weekend. If not this year, it'll be next year. Jo's okay with it. We just got to sort it out, and it'll be a party meeting and like a 2-day camp out or something. And that'll be here. I'm sure it'll be next year now. Well, yeah, Big John at the camp at the moment. Going home tomorrow. Bus up to Bristol. In the morning, 9:30 my bus is. My train's at 10:30. From Bath, sorry. And then get up off home. Got up seat booked and all that. This cabin's been busy. I'll tell you the story of the cabin. When we first come here, nothing, weren't no PTSD camp. The cabin was just this square that I'm stood in, and it was a horse box. That was the door there. And then they've extended it out to here, put all stuff in. There's a fire there. They are going to actually change this into brick, this. That's the next idea. Change it into brick. Keep the eating a bit better. But I've been here winter, summer, spring, been here all times, mate. Thank you for that, Stephanie. Yeah. Um, I mean, I don't suffer from PTSD, but as you know, I look after my mum. It's extremely strenuous, physically draining because I don't always get a decent amount of sleep on a regular basis. And when I come down here, it is relaxing. Developed plenty of veterans of the time. I remember a veteran who were here for about a year, lived in Birmingham, tiny little flat, couldn't have his kids stay at the flat, but came here and then they let his kids come. So he stayed with his kids here for throughout a year, you know, all their holidays and stuff like that. And he worked on the camp. They lost a veteran, Paul, died the all to him. And some guy having a go at him for no reason. The veteran attacked him after him, and but the guy weren't trying to push his way in past this vet. I don't know what it were over, whether it were over anything to do with serving. I don't think so. This other guy must have been a loony. So that's on at the moment. Obviously, they're helping Alfred. So they've raised well over £8,000 for Alfred already. And they've given him some money as well that they had donated separately, but £8,000 on the GoFundMe, which is an awesome amount, really. It really is an awesome amount. But yeah, so like I said, they've helped plenty. We had Vince here come down yesterday, my mate Vince Hawthorne, ex-RAF. Geezer. He's old and he helps. He does a lot of stuff with the camp and that. He visits regular. Warren was up at the weekend. Warren visits a camp regular as a veteran. There's plenty of them who come here throughout the year for various reasons or another, helping, working on the farm with the families and stuff like that. But yeah, so Big John here at the camp. Couple of days, hopefully we might get to see Alfred this afternoon. If we do, film in, ask him. Look, I've got a book full of questions to ask him if I get the chance. If not, doesn't matter. I'll certainly see him in November, Remembrance Weekend. I'm going to make my time and have the full weekend here at Remembrance. Hope everyone's all right on this Tuesday morning. Our show tonight's on 7 p.m. Catch it on my YouTube. Me, Pat, and Paul, we've got a song to start off. We've got a song to sing that's going to be sung by a guy called Oliver Anthony. So I'm going to try and sing that song, and I'll be live from the camp, me. I'll be live from here. But yeah, Oliver Anthony tonight, hopefully. Get his song sung and talk about his song. And that'd be me, Paul, and Pat. If you want to look into our party, I'll put back. Can't even got our party link there. But yeah, so maybe next summer we'll do a party meeting down here, a couple of days, get everyone down and do what you want. Round the campfire, as they say. So I see Nobby's got out. He got arrested at Llanelli. Nothing to do with Llanelli, but he's been arrested from Llanelli and he's barred from Wales, apparently. Um, Mohammed's been on floor with six. He never did that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm mate. You've had enough now, that's it. Come. You know. Them rough things, guys, yeah? You alright with that, yeah? Yeah, it's just
Right. He's got apples for the, well, it's apples for the horses and biscuits for the goats.
everybody's still there. Camp, look at that, gorgeous views. So I've done a couple of videos at one at local pubs because round here there was a battle back in the days, 1600s, the Battle of Monmouth, and the pub over there and all this area was where all the soldiers and all that got ready in the formations of camps. And at the pub was a front line, the thing at the pub just down the road there, the George. So I did a couple of videos on that. It's got some bit of history there. But the Battle of Monmouth, it's called. Around the 1600s also, the pub, it's got a claim to fame of being the oldest licensed pub going back to 1300s, but it's questionable. You have to look into it more. So yeah, at the camp, beautiful day. No chemtrails in sky. Joe sees them all the time, goes absolutely mad at it. Jo and Dion's house behind me. Them and 3 pods. Loads of camping space. We've even got a flooring out for a marquee there where we can do karaoke and that, because that's what we used to do. We used to have a marquee there and do karaoke, proper PowerPoints at the side for all your equipment. And yeah, loads of camping space in this section. This is where, when everyone comes, they camp out, put the tents around here. The private bit, the pod thing, it's separated off with like a fence going round. There's all lighting next to boards and that. It's good. Nice car park. There's a couple of campers in at the moment, but it's a nice car park. There's enough room for everyone. Yeah, I can't believe how big that's gone, and it was just a horse box that would have just like 2 horses stood in it. That's all. It started off with one corner of it, and it's been extended, built on. Is that one of? Is that one of herbal cigarette? No, it's not. Roll up. Sterling Backy, actually. I didn't have enough for Amber Leaf, and I'm proper down to my last few quid. So I got a packet of Sterling yesterday when I went down doing a video outside the George about the Battle of Monmouth, and a bit of the history of the area. Wool furs and stuff like that is round here, big time on wool. We went to the Wolf Pack at the Wool Pack last night, me, Jo, Dion and Vince. But yeah, wool is a big thing round here. throughout the years. Like I said, you know, it's ancient history, a lot of the stuff around here. That pub, 1329, I think it said, that it's been authorised to sell beer at that establishment. Although the proper licensing laws in the UK didn't come out till over 100 years later. But that's what they claim. I mean, you can look that up on Wikipedia, the Georgian, Norton St. Philip's, Bath. Beautiful day today. It was rained a bit this morning. But yeah, so there's running water down at the showers and that sink. They've also built a little out shed, as you can see there, and that's for, it's got a washing machine and a tumble dryer in it. Stuff's had been donated. Tumble dryer got donated, so they built the little out thing and put wood all around the cabin, the unit that was there. Like I said, it was a big half a metal container with two doors on that was made like for like a shower block like type thing. There's a pig as well up here. See if I can get up, see the pig. That's it. It's a working farm, this. I really can't wait till I can come here for 2 months, or something like that. Fucking pig's massive. They did have 2, but they've only got 1 now. Yeah. Like I said, 2 goats as well now. They've got horns in the ass. That's what they do. They're always headbutting, but they can't keep them in. The fences that they've got up now are good enough to keep the horses in, but the goats don't have that. They either go under or jump over. So he's started tethering them to different parts of the fields now. We'll get used to it, and then extend the chains so they can go a lot further out. But I was talking with Dion yesterday. I said, don't they eat everything? He says he eat all flowers and everything. But if you want things cutting back, goats are the things that do it for you. And the farm where you can put goats out to cut all your bushes back. So, and obviously it's all natural. Dion on tractor there. Been dropping wood off at all the 3 pods there, because that was full of bags of wood, that, and to fire up the burners for the hot tubs, and they're all being used tonight, so he topped them all up with wood, and a bag of wood each. And they've got like, each one of them's got its own like barbecue thing. The red one there, we used to use that a lot. There's a red one there. The next one's got some in a little wood shed. I mean, people who come here can't use the burners properly, but once you've been a couple of times, it's easy to use the burners for the hot tubs. But yeah, look, loads of space to camp. I've been here, and this field has been full of test people, veterans, lovely area. They can take passengers, so you can it's organised. One of the guys, Macaulay, or one of the sisters' boyfriends, he'll take you out or something like that. And Ron, if you're into horses as well, and you've got kids with horses, and that's possible. But yeah, so lovely. Got a load of geese here. They did have some chickens, but they all died apparently. But they've got some geese, and they come out of the pen this morning and walk down, and they can fly. They can fly, but they've got a home and a life here, so they stay here, and that tells you when you're looking after animals, when they stay with you, because you know you get well looked after. Otherwise, they'd fly off and go somewhere else. So yeah, you know, who's helped to build this camp? Everyone has. Veterans, of course. Nobby spent loads of time here hammering nails in. Marky, the Sparky, he was here. All other veterans, but I mean, just general members of the public. I have to say, what's the O'Connors, Tracy O'Connor, and a fella, I forget his name, but he's a digger driver, and he dug out the slush pit where they put the big septic tank one weekend while we was here. Everyone else was having a nice drink and a party, and he was busy working down there. That was his help to the camp, you know, and that's what I like, me. We have to respect that kind of thing. I've helped out when I've been here. We had to sort out the memorial, so we had to go around, put things straight, make everything nice, get everything sorted out for memorial. And when I have been here for more than a couple of days, I'll get wood. I would have done all the wood this morning if I'd have been here a couple of more days. I would have said, filling them all up. Yeah, and I'd have got all the bags of wood and filled it up. Just do what we can, help out at the camp. I've done a lot of filming. I've got a couple of videos. Got one online with Dire Straits in background, and all stuff to do with the camp as it was being developed, built up, and that. Like I said, you know, I've been here, coming here 5 years. 2018, 5 years. 5 years gone now this summer. I've been coming here and seeing the development of the camp. Family's great. If you want to drink beer, you can drink beer. If you don't want to drink, you don't want to drink, don't want to drink. There's plenty of other stuff to do. I ain't had many beers, actually. Yesterday, I went out for a walk into the village, did some videos on the George and talked about that Battle of Monmouth, which is, you know, I should be doing anywhere. Wherever I go in England, I try to do something like that. We've got to keep our history, keep on top of it before it gets erased. And it is. If you know me well, our history's been erased and blackwashed and everything, and it's not fair. It's not fair. What's the Battle of Monmouth and wool got to do with the rest of the world? You know what I mean? That's something to do with us. You know, we've got a really good land for grazing. So, you know, I can't say, you know, I'm not faulting like English, Irish or Scottish meats, beef and stuff like that. They're some of the best in the world. You know, some of the best in the world. And I'd be ignorant to say if it wasn't. And when I know it is, sausages, Cumberland sausages. What can I say? A good Cumberland sausage. And they're British made. You know what I mean? And you can tell when you've had a good Cumberland, better than these processed rubbish you have these days. I'd love to spend some time. They've got two big growing tents down there. The tobacco, tomatoes, all sorts of stuff in there. And I think there's a big mound of like when they grew the veg last time, the beetroots and all that, all the bits of stock, it's all in a mound next to that shed, next to the stables. So that's good fertilizer stuff. That obviously, horse poo, the best fertilizer going. There's plenty of that here. See you later, Andy. Thank you, mate. English Civil War. Thank you. I don't know the full details of Battle of Monmouth myself. But I knew it were real. That's why I went out yesterday on my own, walked down to the village, got some baccy, had a couple of roll-ups and then did a video outside the George. But yeah, I took a few photos. I'll get another video going when I get home. But they've raised over £8,000 for Alfred. And we may get a chance of seeing him this afternoon or this evening sometime. I've got all my filming equipment, so I could just set it to record, and I've got a few questions to ask him and just get him talking. He's only had really GB News who've said anything about him. The others have done articles, but they haven't done nothing. They haven't come to interview him or anything. GB News have had him on a live stream or a live call, and that's it. I'm not saying, like I showed a lot of people. My uncle was in the RAF. Wasn't a fighter pilot or anything, but his job, he worked at Ferrantes, and Ferrantes makes circuit boards and stuff like that. And that's the skill that he took to the RAF. And if you know anything, I've talked about the RAF Ferrantes. I've talked about the Tornado, the British Tornado, because a lot of the electronic equipment was based on stuff that Ferrante did, and Ferrante was a big place in Oldham. So we had a part of fitting the Tornadoes. I've done all this. I've talked about all this on other streams. So that's what the skills my Uncle Richard took to the RAF with him. And obviously RAF ain't just fighter pilots. The Army ain't just infantry. Nothing, none of these sections are just guys with a gun. It's not all that. There's so much more to behind it. The chain of command and all that, all the other kinds of units, support units and stuff like that. As you would know, if I've talked about the Crimean War, how developments in medical things happened during the Crimean War that saved thousands of people's lives, because people were dying needlessly. And that's big on British history. So, throughout all our armed forces and all that, the medical side of it has been pioneering. The medical side of it has been pioneering for hundreds of years. So, but yeah, John Lawrence here at the camp. Yes, Michael English. Yes, mate. I hope everyone's all right. Yeah, Nobby's been released. Yeah, he did a video this morning, didn't he, with all his convict gear on. I'll phone him up after. But we thought he might come to camp actually to vent out a bit because he got arrested, but he's gone home. So, all right, I'm gonna sit us back down on the table. I'll stream for a while. Don't have to come off yet. Might get some visitors while I'm streaming. See. So show tonight, 7 p.m. I'll be live from camp. Got Pat and Paul McGuinness on. Pat and Paul McGuinness on. Pat McGuinness and Paul Rimmer on tonight, 7 p.m. Talking about a song by Oliver Anthony, an American dude, but he's done a song that's been a hit, and they're already trying to cancel him because he's a working class man speaking out against a corrupt establishment, just like I'm doing. They're already trying to cancel him. Yeah, good signal for a stream. It looks all right. It's been good. Should have got a few more links up. You can find the PTSD camp on Facebook. PTSD camp for veterans and families. Obviously, there's some rules about when you come to camp. Obviously, the stuff for veterans is for veterans and veterans' families. That comes first, not just normal members of the public. But if you have a normal member of the public, you want to come down to the camp, just got to bring a tent. There's a nice big cabin area with a big table. I'm on it now. We've got a drone there that me and little Dolly were trying to sort out yesterday. I think I might have managed to sort it out now, so we're going to get that out later on. But yeah, it's a lovely, lovely place. Can't say enough about it, especially for veterans. If you want to chill out, get peace and quiet, this is a place. I love it, mate. And I have a stressful job looking after my mum. And obviously I don't work, but it is physically and emotionally draining. It is. All my family will tell you that. My friends, Arlene will tell you that. She spent time with mum, knows how difficult it is. And getting here is really good of a break, you know, and I love it, mate. Love it. Jo and Dion are like, honestly, they look after me. When I came on Sunday, Dion stayed in and did me a cooked dinner. And I made the kids, the daughters, and that dinner afterwards. But nice cooked dinner, all fresh stuff, guys. None of this processed rubbish. It were all homegrown or locally sourced. So yeah, I'll be live 7 p.m. tonight from here, me, on our weekly party stream. I've got Bible class on Wednesday. I'll be home for Wednesday. Whether I'm at the Bible class or not, but I'll definitely be home. And we're going to be doing a party meeting here at the camp. Hopefully, I don't think it'll be this year. More than likely next year. And obviously, Remembrance Day at the camp. And if you get on Facebook, you could, there's all the stuff on Facebook on the page there. Links to anything to do with the camp. If you're donating anything, you can obviously send it right here. It'll come right here if you post it or whatever. Post person comes down in a van, and I've seen that van half empty of stuff before when it's come here. But yeah, and over £8,000 raised for Alfred. So that's set him up. But they're trying to look for a bungalow now for him and his family, and or a council property to where his daughter can continue the property after he goes. That's what. And we was going to try and meet because I'm in that situation. My mum's advanced Alzheimer's, and we moved into a bigger property. It took 1 year and 3 months, but I moved my mum into a bigger property. And I had to do all the paperwork for it, deal with the housing and all that. So I'm in a really good situation to talk to Alfie's daughter, to tell her some stuff if she's got any questions or anything like that. I've done it with my mum. I had to fill all the forms in to do with everything to do with my mum. And obviously we have to watch her money and stuff like that. And we have to do all her expenses and stuff like that. And we've just finished doing that actually last month, for 1 year ago. So yeah, I can give it a bit of advice if she's got the right questions to ask. John Lawrence, I'm at the camp. Hope everyone's all right. No worries, Mark. No worries. Yeah, so show you what that's. Tracy's due on Saturday night, Justice for Our Boys fundraiser, and that was something that had been won by someone. We'd sucked a little bit, and that much left of it. It proper tastes like espresso coffee. That's what it smells like, but obviously it's got it's cocktails, espresso martini cocktail. I'll suck that actually after. Actually, I'm gonna have it now. I've got some lemonade. Hope everyone's all right. Come on, get a comment in, please, guys, if you're watching. Get a comment in, say hello. I swear I am. So yeah, if you're interested, we're going to be doing a meeting at this camp. So it'll probably be a couple of days. Obviously camping out. And obviously me and Pat will be talking about the party and stuff like that. So if you'd like to join us, get in contact with us when we're ready, and we're going to get a date out and all that. We'll email you and stuff like that. And we'll let you know. Again, there's room for parking. Transport links aren't too bad. Get to Bath Spa. It's direct from London Paddington. Obviously from the Bristol area. And there is a bus actually that goes right to practically next door to the farm. That's what I normally get. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good, honestly. And if you want to know more about the party, come meet me and Pat. We'll be doing speeches suited up and that. But we're going to be recording them. But yeah, you should come and join us. Listen to what I was like. Yes, Roch, hope you're all right, my man. Is the missus all right and that? So yeah, they've raised over £8,000 for Alfred on the GoFundMe. Which is absolutely fantastic news. Hopefully, cross my fingers, might get to visit him today, do a bit of recording. Be great if I could. We'll see. We'll see. Might do. If not, no. Remembrance in November will be a big one here. There's something at Bath. They'll be doing a walk at Bath, and then they'll be coming back here. So that'll be big. I'll have to make time for that weekend, me, for sure. Yeah, so good stuff. Good stuff on little old Albert. I think we've got Vinny coming down after. Vinny's nice. He's all right. He's an old get, but he's nice. I respect him, and he can wobble on whatever he wants to say, and I'll listen. We was talking about actually Maui, what's going on in Maui, all the wildfires and directed energy weapons and stuff like that. But I'm not all 100% on board with all that, to tell you the truth. I understand the big picture of control and all that, but you know, there's only so far I'll go, me. But there's no doubt that they want to control that. I'm going to be going. I don't even know. Penny Bunny's got a channel. I'm going to be going on Penny Bunny's channel doing an interview about the party. It got a bit heated the other day, actually, because they were saying that I wanted to ban things, but I didn't want to ban nothing. But we'll be talking about my political party. That's what we'll be talking about. Everything to do with the party. If you've got questions and stuff like that, Penny will get them out and stuff. Hopefully I might be on. I'm going to get on Voice of Wales if I can. Get the lads interviewing me as well. And I don't want to be like above everyone else, but we're gonna get local council seats. We're gonna win local council seats. That's what we're gonna do. and we've done well in most of our elections so far. Yeah, we've done well in our locals. We're hoping maybe we've got 2 candidates in the Wirral next year and another candidate in Leicester as well. So there you go. Oldham, certainly. Pat's going to be running again in London, and he's just delivered a leaf. His election's not for 3 years, but he's made a leaflet up and he's delivering it to every door, getting ready for the next election. And his leaflets are really good, hard hitting, right to the point. So Pat's doing pretty well there. So he's got a leaflet coming out now. Then his election's not for 3 years. Then he'll be doing another leaflet come his election time. I've got an election next year. Then 2025, a break for a year for me, and then an election the year after. So pretty busy. 19 people on. Come on, say hello, guys. Like the stream, share it. Big Johnny, I'm at PTSD camp in Bath. I seen Jo a minute ago. Dion's been busy, all working. They've got 3 public pods are full up tonight, so they've got to sort all that out and get all stuff ready, get the hot tubs cleaned out, then heated up. All right, Mark, take it easy, mate. Thank you, pal. Thank you. Yeah, nice today. Bit of a breeze, but it feels that the sun feels more like there's more sun out today than there was yesterday. It did rain this morning, actually. I'm down in the bottom bunk, the veterans bunk at the moment for my 2 days stay. There's no one there, but I'm down there. Nice, clean, like living room with settee on. Then there's a double bed and then bunk beds. And when I remember correctly, one of the vets down here, forget his name, might have been Si. He was able to have his kids here because it's not like a little tiny 1-bedroom flat that he was living in Birmingham. So he spent a summer down here, and his kids came down in all the holidays. So that was really good for him. His daughter was riding horses and stuff like that. And obviously, Si worked on the farm. So in the morning, he'd be up, getting all wood chopped up, and getting wood near the burners, filling the little wood boxes, and doing stuff around the camp. Paul, the veteran who passed away a couple of months ago, he did the veg and the tents at the bottom and stuff, which is still there. But I'd love to spend a few months, a full summer here, tending the garden, growing all the veg. I'd do that, mate, and it'd be ideal. You know, I'd be a perfect person to do it. And help out around the camp and stuff like that. So, good morning, everyone. An hour into live stream down at PTSD camp. Big John here. On a bit of a travel, I set off Saturday morning. Me, James, and his family. Me, James, Rachel, and 4 children. Have I just had a message there? I think that's off. Is that Jamie? Jamie Lee Jones. Actually, she's a child sexual exploitation survivor in Oldham. I'm sure at the demo in Rochdale. on Saturday. Heard it went well. Quite a few good speakers up. Could have been more people, but it went well. And Billy were pleased with it. And I think he's going to be setting another one up. It's not often that I miss the Rochdale demos, guys. It really is not often. I'm normally always there. I go down Rochdale regular, catching up and chatting with Billy about certain things going on and stuff like that. If you're not already aware, there's been more arrests made to do with historic child sexual exploitation around the time of the 3 girls scandal. And there's been more arrests made and more people are getting charged. Because if you remember correctly, only 9 men got charged with that 3 girls scandal, but that figure's gone up to over 30, nearly 40 people. It's not really on the mainstream media, but it is there. And I mean, I've got to give my credit to Billy. He started up his group, PAG UK, and all the girls who work there are all trained to talk to people with mental health and issues and stuff like that. So drop-in centre, and they're all there for the first stop to talk to you and stuff. It's got a second-hand shop in Rochdale, PAG UK, right at the top of the town. And he does park patrols, anything. If there's something going on in an area, he has a team go out park patrolling. They've caught paedophiles as well. How do I know this? Because I've edited the footage. That's how I know. And they've actually caught paedophiles who've gone to court. And one of them they caught is part of this group that are up in court. So Billy has been going to court. There's been some court cases in Manchester, which we probably will be following, and I'm hoping to get to some of these cases myself. As you know, I like to do that and report a bit more. But like I said, it's so, and fair dues to the guys. He's gone out of his way. He helps everyone. There's no bias in him, and we've got issues with the police. We have done for a while. Rochdale Police, GMP Manchester, Cumbria, got issues with Cumbria Police. Honestly, and these police forces know it, and we're not making things up, guys. We don't make things up. There's victims, there's survivors. Well, there's girls who have been victimized by the police doing court cases against the police for damages and the stuff they've done, and it's ridiculous. And I've met so many girls, mate, who've been absolutely victimized over being abused and being part of a rape gang. You just couldn't believe it. Meanwhile, the rapists, nothing happens to them. They don't get in trouble, and it just infuriates me. That's why I'm so, like, I talk about it a lot. I just can't I can't get to you how corrupt the authorities are and what they do to these girls. So a girl contacted me to do with Oldham, and she contacted me the day before the police were getting in contact with her about previous things. And so she's had an interview, she's had a phone interview with the police going over what happened in the past. Then the next day she contacts me and said, John, they just branded me a druggie, a criminal and a prostitute, and I were only 13. That's what she said. And I just couldn't fathom that that's what they would do to a 13-year-old girl. Honestly, I just couldn't fathom it. So there's a lot more to come out on Oldham yet. There's a few of the girls have contacted me, and whereas the Oldham Review went centered around 11 girls, that other girls are telling me it's in its hundreds. But not all these girls would have come out because they'll be intimidated into silence and stuff like that. But I'm not going to be silent, me. If people think that I'm going to, when I become a counsellor, I'll shut up about child sex exploitation. They've got another thing coming. They really have got another thing coming. It might be detrimental to me being a counsellor if I continue with these things, but I'm going to, because I know I'm in the right. That's why I know that everything I say is factual, and it's just abuse of position, no accountability for any councillors or police. Remember, when you do something wrong, they'll hold you to account for it. If you push a copper at a demo, you'll soon be locked up. And many of you know what it's like. Many of you who follow me, you know what it's like. You'll be absolutely crucified. Yet they don't do that to the people who rape our girls. It's just unbelievable. I just want to go into a little bit. So I got into all this because of an incident that happened to me in 2008. So this is before the Rotherham Jay's report scandal came. Before that, about 4 years before they did that report. And a friend of mine who was white, he'd been having issues with his daughter, and he'd got evidence that she was being groomed in the way that they tell you. Texts, I'm your boyfriend, presents, all this. This is everyone knows this is set in stone. This is how they do it. And we tried to go to a police station. There were me and two other me, this fella and another person. We tried to go to a police station, and in the end, they threatened us with arrest and said we was harassing them because we weren't going to leave the station. We weren't going to leave the station. We had physical evidence, we had text message evidence, and they weren't listening to us. And this is in Sheffield. I was so furious, me, and I remember shouting, "What do you mean? There's a crime being committed here. We want it sorting out." And even then, even in 2008, I was saying to the cops, "What? Because of Pakistani, you won't arrest them?" That's what I said to them in Sheffield. Honestly, an inspector come out and said, "If you don't go now, you three, you're going to get arrested. You'll be kept in overnight, and we're going to charge you with breach of the peace." And we weren't being violent. We weren't being violent. We just weren't. We just resisted them. Maybe they'd never seen this kind of resistance. Right, back on. We're at that police station for 7 hours. 7 hours, and that's what they did. They threatened to arrest us. This is 2009, I think it was. So it was before the Jay's report and the Rotherham scandal broke, and it was somewhere to do with South Yorkshire. So from then on, I was following what was going on in South Yorkshire and Rotherham. I did end up meeting a few people related to cases that have been in and out. Now, but my mate's case did end up getting dealt with, but it wasn't until 2015. 2015. And how I knew was I'd been sent some information about the Rotherham. This was after the Jay's report, because it stated that in the Rotherham, the Jay's report, 1,400 children. That's what it said. Yeah, everyone will agree with that. Everyone knows that 1,400. Yeah, but since then, that has risen to over 1,500, and it was one of the extra cases that was my mate's case years before. And I just couldn't understand and accept that that's what it was. That's what it was going to be. No accountability. And at the time, obviously, they were afraid of being called racist. That's what I said to the police. Said, "You're afraid because these people are ethnic minorities. You're afraid that someone's going to say, call you a racist." So what I said to them, they wound the police up that much, they threatened us with arrest, honestly. And I never looked back since then, guys. And I have mentioned it before. You've seen me outside of courts, how passionate I am, and how I call for accountability. It's just unbelievable. It just really is unbelievable. And there's just no accountability in anybody. But as soon as you do something wrong, you'll be held to account. As soon as you do something wrong, you're held to account, you're sent to court, the police around at your house, this, that, and the other, letters through your door. But when it comes to our counsellors and other people raping kids, no one says nothing. It's just unbelievable. And I'm just not having it, mate. Really not having it. I'm just really not having it. You know, and I'm just really not having it. And I mean, the lessons we know about Oldham, because we had the riots, and the lessons in Oldham go back 50 years, and it's the same thing there, exactly the same thing. Too afraid to say anything against because of someone's ethnicity. Also in Oldham, not dealing with racial tensions, putting everyone in the same area to create ghettos and no-go zones, which led to people being brutally murdered. And there's murders and attacks on the street. Nobody says nothing because the people are different. They're not white. And that is just like the pits of everything to me, unfortunately. You know, the lefties won't agree, but, you know, I'd like someone to, like, prove me wrong. Just, you can't prove me wrong. These things are ingrained. The Rotherham Jay's report, 2014, 3 girls scandal, Rochdale. That was a bit later than the Jay's report. The riots in Oldham, 2001, they all said the same things. They all said the same things. Yes, never take the knee. I've heard that the women's football team have been taking the knee, but I haven't seen it broadcast on BBC One or anything. But that's what I've been told. But so yeah, there's been never no accountability. They don't learn the same lessons and stuff like that. And obviously, the government report they did into child sexual exploitation was wrong. That was a whitewash. You know, still afraid. Well, I'm not afraid. When I'm Prime Minister, I'm not be afraid to say that it's mostly Pakistani men who are wiping white girls. That's what I'll say because I know it's factually true. I'm not going to not say it. But yeah, so hour and 20 minutes, I'm at the camp. I know. Yeah, well, that's what I mean, Rob. We know we can really compare the left to like Nazis burning books, shutting us down, and all the stuff they do. It's exactly the same. Yeah, Suella did say it. Yeah, honestly, you know, I don't mind Suella and that. It's just the party. But if she had more, if people wouldn't attack her as much, and she'd be able to get things done. I do believe that a lot of our politicians would be able to get some of these issues dealt with, mate. I do believe that, but they're too scared of being cancelled off the left, and the left have a lot of power, and the media have a lot of power. You know what I mean? If their media and the left didn't have that much power over certain groups, I'm sure that we would be in a better situation now. But that's what I think of all the time. And, you know, the only thing I have got, you know, Suella Braverman, as a person, I don't have an issue with her. She's not British, she's not English, if you tell me, and she's not British either, because her full ethnicity is somewhere else. She's just a British citizen. But, you know, if they spoke more and their actions were more, then I'd like them more. There is a few coming up in the Conservative Party. Kemi Badenoch speaks out quite a bit about immigration. I know Suella has said some things, but they're not in a position to follow through on these things because they get silenced and shut down. You know, the Conservatives will shut them down if they're a little politically incorrect. They'll shut them down, and it's not right. They shouldn't get shut down. They shouldn't do. You know, maybe we'd do a bit better if they didn't get shut down. But you know, we'd have to see. We'd have to see. But yeah. So you know, going back to Alfred and the veteran. So my mum's 87. She's got advanced Alzheimer's. She was living in a tiny 1-bedroom flat, so I had to live with her. So we put in for a change. 2-bedroom flat. It took us a year and 3 months to get a 2-bedroom flat for my mum. It wasn't ideal, but we wanted to move, and we know we could make it work, and we did. We've made it work. My mum's been a lot better in health. Obviously, I get some more time to myself rather than cramped up in a flat. Where when it was on lockdown, I didn't isolate all the time, but my mum did, and there was, there was a few weeks at a time when I was with my mum in the one-bedroom flat. So a year and 3 months now. Look at Alfred's situation. I don't know the housing issues he have in the area where he lives. I can't say. Obviously, Oldham's a bit better off because we're a town. We're not in the countryside like Bath is, with little cottages here and there. It's a bit better than that Oldham for that kind of like way. But how long should it take Alfred to get a move? And it took me a year and 3 months. So I've been through all this, me. I've been through with a vulnerable person getting a move. I've done it in this past 2 years, all me. My sister's out, but a lot of the main stuff, the paperwork, and certainly the move itself, I did it all. So I'm in a good situation to see stuff like this. We need more old people's areas. And one of the things in the party is that if we criminalise the illegals and we have to put them in detention centres, we build like detention areas that can be reused for the community when they're empty. So we build an area with 2-bedroom bungalows that can be used to put old people in that particular community when the migrants have gone. And there can be homes, proper homes for them. We thought of doing stuff like that. I mean, going forward, I'd like to have halfway houses for single mothers with babies, with a 24-hour manager who's a nurse or something like that. That's what I'd like to see. Places like that, rather than putting like a single mother in a block of flats surrounded by adults and stuff like that. I want her in an area where she can be better looked after. That's what I'd like to see in the past. Like we have the old people's areas, sheltered housing, what my mum were in. Like we have that, but for mothers, women with young babies or first time mothers and stuff like that, with a nurse who lives there in that area with them, who can help them out and do stuff in that. That's what we want, something like that. Obviously, the same would go for Alfred. I mean, in Oldham, I can really get Alfred's situation because in Oldham, an area that was specifically sheltered area for older people, they put all sorts of people in. They put young families in, young kids, and they put people who are alcoholics in that area. So, it's really damaging to the people who are there. And I've seen this in Oldham. I've seen this in Oldham. So I can relate to Alfie's family's situation. I can really relate to it. Getting another property and needing to move out somewhere. I can get it. I get it. Yes, car park campers. So hopefully might get to see him. What time are we on? 1:20. I'm not sure, but we might get to see him. So I've been on hour and a half. Right, I'm going to go off. Thank you very much for tuning in, everyone, at the camp again. Had a good walk round. We looked at the pig today as well. Beautiful, beautiful guys. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. at that for a big roaster. Full lamb or pig. They've used that once, but I weren't here. But that'll be set up for what's it called day? On Memorial in November. If I get a couple of days off, I'll come down early and I can help them at the camp, ready for the memorial, and then I'll have a suit on and all that, get my suit on and all that. Thanks, guys. Thank you. I'm going anyway. I'll catch you all up 7 o'clock tonight if you can. YouTube channel, our weekly stream. Me, Paul, and Pat. Got a little tune to play, hopefully. But yeah, that'll be 7 o'clock tonight. Bible class on Wednesday. But thanks for tuning in. Hopefully, I'll get to see Alfred today. Hopefully, get some videos done. I'm gonna try and get a few different clips done and put them out all over. But thank you, guys. Thank you very much.